American Nightmare is back, and he just left Jey Uso laying in the middle of the ring to punch his ticket straight to Sami Zayn's undisputed WWE Championship. If you thought the story between these two was over, buckle up, because what happened on SmackDown just reignited the entire summer. Welcome back to WWE Express. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this breakdown is one you do not want to miss. Let's set the scene. Night of Champions is still smoking in the rearview mirror. Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, pulled off the shock of the year by pinning Cody Rhodes to become the new undisputed WWE Champion. 6 months of boos, 6 months of doubt, 6 months of fans turning their backs on him, and Sami silenced every single one of them in Saudi Arabia. It was one of those rare wrestling moments that actually feels earned, a genuine underdog story capped off in the biggest possible way. But anyone who thought that moment would buy him peace and quiet clearly does not understand professional wrestling. Championships are targets. They paint a bullseye on your back the second they land on your shoulder. And on SmackDown, two of the biggest hunters in the business came calling, one right after the other. Sami opened the show with a promo dripping in both triumph and bitterness. He called out the fans for their hypocrisy, for turning on him and then screaming his name the second he became champion. It was raw, it was honest, and honestly, it was some of the best character work Sami has done in years. This wasn't a happy-go-lucky victory speech. This was a man airing out every ounce of frustration he'd bottled up during his long climb, and it set the tone for a night that was always going to end with someone standing across from him, demanding a shot. Cody Rhodes was first. And here's where the story gets fascinating, because Cody didn't come out swinging, he came out gracious. He reminded Sami that Sami was the first man to congratulate him after his own title losses in the past, so Cody wanted to return the favor. A handshake. Respect. For a moment, it almost looked like Cody was going to walk away and let the moment breathe, let Sami have his spotlight without immediately trying to take it back. But we all know Cody Rhodes better than that. The American Nightmare does not simply accept defeat and move on. There is unfinished business, there is a story that still needs its ending, and there is a championship that Cody believes still belongs around his waist. Sami sensed it immediately, stopping Cody before he could leave, practically daring him to admit why he was really out there. And that's when the real chaos started, because Jey Uso walked out next. Main event: Jey Uso, full smile, full swagger, congratulating Sami on becoming the family's newest championship success story. But underneath the celebration was a warning shot, plain and simple. Jey wants that title too. And suddenly Sami Zayn, the man who just achieved his lifelong dream, found himself standing in the middle of the ring with two of SmackDown's most dangerous former allies circling him like sharks that smelled blood in the water. You could see it on Sami's face. This is exactly the kind of pressure that either forges a legendary champion or exposes a fluke, and Sami knows the entire audience is waiting to see which one it's going to be. That's when Adam Pearce, stepping in as acting general manager while Nick Aldis deals with his own fallout from Night of Champions, made the must-see announcement of the night. Sami wanted a say in who he'd be facing at SummerSlam. Pearce essentially told him nobody said anything about SummerSlam yet because tonight, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes were going to settle it themselves. The winner gets an immediate rematch against Sami Zayn, this Monday night on Raw in Chicago. No waiting, no slow build. Immediate stakes, immediate war, and a champion who now has to spend the next several days wondering exactly who's walking through that curtain to challenge him. And what a war it turned out to be. This was not a filler main event. This was two former bloodline brothers, two men who have shared decades of mutual respect and hard-fought battles, throwing everything they had at each other with a championship opportunity hanging in the balance. Reports even suggest Jey Uso may have been dealing with an ankle issue early in the contest, yet the toughness that defines main event Jey kept him fighting through it, refusing to let an injury be the reason he lost his shot. That's the kind of detail that adds so much weight to a match like this. Jey wasn't just fighting Cody, he was fighting his own body, and he still found a way to make it a genuine battle down to the final seconds. The final sequence was pure drama. Cody went for his signature disaster kick, only for Jey to read it and counter with a vicious super kick. Jey answered right back with a thunderous spear, and for a moment it looked like main event Jey was about to punch his own ticket to Sami Zayn. But Cody Rhodes has built an entire career out of kicking out of surviving, out of finding one more gear when the moment demands it. Jey went up top looking to finish it, but Cody met him there with a spear of his own, crashing Jey back down to the canvas in a spot that had the entire arena on its feet. Then came the signature. Crossroads connects. Jey somehow kicked out, showing the kind of heart that's made him a fan favorite for years, refusing to let the moment end there. Jey tried to fight back into the sleeper hold, searching for a miracle finish, the same kind of desperate creativity that has bailed him out of trouble more than once in his career. But Cody slipped free, found the opening, and delivered a second Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. The American Nightmare is officially the new #1 contender to the undisputed WWE Championship. Now let's talk about why this moment matters so much heading into the summer. This wasn't just a random #1 contenders match. This was a story about legacy, about two men who have shared the ring under the Bloodline banner and against it, now standing on opposite sides of one final championship chase. For Jey Uso, this loss stings, but it doesn't end his story. Main event Jey has proven time and again that setbacks only fuel his rise, and there's a strong argument that a loss like this, especially one suffered through visible pain, only builds more sympathy and momentum behind him going forward. Don't be shocked if this defeat becomes the spark for Jey's next chapter, whether that's another run at gold or a deeper confrontation with the family politics still simmering around Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and the rest of the Bloodline civil war that has already reshaped so much of this roster. But for Cody Rhodes, the door is wide open. This Monday night in Chicago, the American Nightmare gets his rematch against Sami Zayn, and the timing could not be more explosive. Sami is still riding the emotional high of his first title win, still trying to figure out how to be a champion after being an underdog his entire career. Does Sami have the killer instinct to hold off Cody so soon after capturing the title? Or does Cody's relentless pursuit of the story finishing exactly where he wants it to finish come crashing down on Sami's celebration before it even really begins? There's a real case to be made either way, and that's exactly what makes this such compelling television. There's also the shadow looming over all of this. Whispers are already spreading about a familiar face potentially returning to Raw very soon, someone with history against Cody Rhodes that could completely reshape where this championship picture goes next. If Cody fails to reclaim the title Monday, that reported program may never get the chance to unfold the way fans have been dreaming about. That alone raises the stakes of this rematch to another level entirely, because a win or a loss here doesn't just affect the championship, it potentially redirects an entire summer storyline. And let's not forget the chaos brewing elsewhere on SmackDown, because Tama Tonga and Talla Tonga blindsided Finn Balor backstage after Balor wished Cody good luck. That single moment might be the first domino in a completely new faction war on the blue brand, one that could pull Solo Sikoa and the remnants of the MFT right back into the picture. Add in the lingering tension between Royce Keys, Jacob Fatu, and the Usos, and you've got a SmackDown roster absolutely loaded with simmering storylines that all seem to be building towards SummerSlam. WWE Express will be covering every twist of these stories as they develop, so if you don't want to miss a single update, subscribing is the easiest way to stay ahead of it all. So here's the question we're leaving you with today. Does Cody Rhodes complete his redemption arc this Monday and reclaim the undisputed WWE Championship, or does Sami Zayn prove that his Night of Champions victory was no fluke, silencing his doubters for a second time in less than 2 weeks? Drop your predictions in the comments below, because this community always brings the best debates in the business. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe to WWE Express for more in-depth wrestling storytelling, and we will see you in the next one. The American Nightmare is back, and Monday night just became must-see television.